There are many other things that are necessary to be a magician, and one of those things is to be able to get inside your minds. And I'm going to try to get inside somebody's mind right now. What's your name?
Sam.
Sam. Let's give Sam a big round of applause as she comes up here. Welcome to the stage. How are you? It's a pleasure to meet you. Would you stand right over here for me?
Thank you.
Yeah, well, thank you. Thank you for joining us. Sam, you see what I have here on the table?
Glass of water?
You think it's water, right?
I'd assume so.
Assuming it. That's fine. That's fine. It is, in fact, just a glass of water. Now, here's how I'm going to get inside your mind. I'm going to put you under a kind of a hypnotic trance, but you'll still be aware of everything that's going on. You'll still hear everything that I say, but I'm going to need you to trust me a little bit. I promise nothing weird is going to happen to you, but it's going to seem a little unusual what you experience. It could be, yeah. Well, you're pretty close to it right now, aren't you?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So yeah. When this happens, though, you're going to experience something that nobody else here experiences, but they're going to see what I'm going to try to send to you in your mind, and then you're going to see it, and they won't see it. It sounds weird, right? And it is. It's a little weird. Here's what I need you to do. I need you to take your left hand and just hold on to that glass of water. Okay? You can leave it on the table, you can leave it supported, but just hold on to it and look right down into the glass of water. That's fantastic, okay? Now, while you're doing that, I want you to just relax. And then, whenever you feel like it, you're going to close your eyes, okay? Do you understand? So whenever you feel like you're completely relaxed and ready to receive a thought, close your eyes. Make sure they're completely closed so that you can't see anything. In fact, I'm going to walk in front of you so that there's no way that you can see what I have in my hand. Now, Sam, I have something here in my hand that I'm going to give to somebody in the audience. This is going to be my target. Okay? What's your name?
Justin.
Justin?
Yeah.
Justin, hold your hand like that. Hold on to this as tight as you can in a fist like that. Now, I'm going to still act like I have it, but you have it. Yes? Yes? Okay. All right, so if I still had, and you'll notice I'm not saying what it is, but if I still had it right here, Sam would be able to see it and know immediately what it is. But instead, I'm going to try to convince her that it's here. Do you understand? Now, Sam, just listen to my voice, because I'm aiming for that target, like I was a quarterback, say, trying to score in the last quarter of the game. Let's say that the score was 25 to something. Okay, and I know I'm going around and around with the same words, but to coin a phrase, I just want to try to send you an image so that you know exactly what you're supposed to imagine when you open your eyes. Do you understand? Mm-hmm. Okay, you're going to look right here, and you're going to see something that the audience won't see. I want you to look, open your eyes. Okay. Do you see something right here? Okay? Do you? Mm-hmm. Yes?
Yeah.
I want you to remember what it is that you see.
Okay.
Yes?
Yes.
You've got it?
Okay.
Fantastic. Now, do you have your other hand available here? Because I'm going to give you the thing that you saw, and I want you to close your hand into a fist and hold on to it. Can you feel the thing?
I feel it.
Seriously?
Yeah.
No, you're not joking around, are you?
No, I'm not joking. I feel it.
You actually do.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is what's weird, because the audience doesn't see it, and obviously they can't feel it. But I'm going to try to influence everybody here to hear it. So here's what I'd like you to do. I'd like you to take the object that you have in your hand, hold it over the water, and make a wish.
A wish?
Yeah.
All right.
Make a wish, and then just drop what you have inside the glass of water and then cover it with your other hand. Do you understand?
I do.
Yeah, okay, go ahead and do that. And everyone here, listen closely, because you might be influenced to hear it when it happens. Go ahead, Sam, anytime you want to. I want everybody to listen very closely, anytime you want to. Did you hear it? Did anybody hear it? Did you actually hear it?
Yes.
No, seriously, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, this is great, because it's the power of influencing the senses.
Okay.
Now, before you look, what is it that you saw?
I saw cash money.
Cash money.
Cash money.
Oh, that's good. What kind of cash money?
A coin.
A coin?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, was it like a little coin or a big coin?
It's a large coin.
A large coin, okay.
Indistinguishable.
An indistinguishable coin. So kind of fuzzy, like you couldn't tell what the value was?
No.
Oh, I tried to go for the exact value, but it was still there, right?
It was there.
Okay, and well, what color was the coin?
Goldish.
Goldish. Oh, yeah, see, I didn't quite get
Goldine.
that. Goldine. I didn't quite get the color exactly right because I wasn't really influencing that strongly enough. But there might be something that you did get. You did see a coin, yes?
Yes.
Yes? And you did drop a coin into there?
I believe so.
Yeah?
Yes.
Right? Did you see anything maybe printed on the coin?
Yes.
What did you see?
Okay.
You saw okay.
Okay. It was on there.
All right, Justin. Justin, here's the weird part. Obviously, I influenced her to see a coin. Mm-hmm. And you've been holding on to a coin. Mm-hmm. And she saw okay printed on it. You know, it's a quarter. That's what I was trying to get you. See, I said a quarter back and all those kinds of things. I was trying to influence you to...
I heard 25 cents.
Oh, you did. Oh, but you didn't see it. That's okay. Sometimes it's hard to get it exactly right. And that's okay. Because when I said okay to her, I influenced her to see okay on that coin. Look at the back of it and tell us what state it's from. There's you know, it's written on there. There's a state. What state? Can you say it loud?
Oklahoma.
Right? Right? Okay. Yeah. Now that's weird enough that she would actually get that it's a coin that said okay on it. But Sam, I got to tell you the truth. I didn't have anything in my hands. I didn't put anything in my other hand. I didn't hand you anything. Not a single thing. Do you believe that?
No.
Of course not, because you saw it and you felt it and dropped it in the water.
Yes.
What I want you to do is take your hand off and look in the water. There is absolutely nothing at all, just pure water.
Is that hydrochloric acid?
No, you can take it. It's just water. Thank you very much for helping. Okay, so here's how we do really the first trick in the book. And I've taken something that was relatively simple back in Tarbell's day and pretty popular to do, and I've updated it by adding a lot of modern approaches and techniques to it. Well, let's talk about the original trick, which is the dissolving coin. Basically, for that, you would need a glass of water, you would need a coin, and we're going to use this one for just a moment, and you would need a glass disc. Now, this is what causes the trick to happen. This glass disc, when it's placed into the water, well, becomes basically invisible. The important thing is that the glass disc is about the same size as the bottom of the glass that you're using, so that the edge looks like where the edge of the glass joins the bottom of the glass. Another important thing is to find a glass that has a pretty flat bottom inside. A lot of glasses are molded inside, so they have a little curve on them. Those won't work. Well, if you're looking for the right glass, I can give you a tip. And the tip is, don't look for a glass, look for a votive candle holder. That's exactly what this is. So you go into the candles section of any store that has decorative candles, and you look for these small holders. You would drop a tiny candle in there, and that's all you would normally use it for. Well, you don't need the candle, you just need a couple of these. I use 2 of them. I also use this glass disc, which is about the size of a dollar coin. In this presentation, we're employing a lot of different things at the same time. We're employing some dual reality, some instant stooging, some cueing of the spectator, some psychology, and a little bit of sleight of hand that you learned a little bit earlier with some coins. So here's what you're going to need visibly. 2 glasses, one of which has a little bit of water in it. One of them is empty. In your pockets, you're going to be placing the quarter that you're going to use, and in this case I use an Oklahoma state quarter because I've written OK on this big coin. That'll all make sense in just a second. But you could use absolutely any coin here if you're not going for the little tag ending of having this be an Oklahoma quarter. So those 2 things, the coin that you're going to vanish goes here, and the coin that's going to be visible, they go into your right-hand pocket. And then, in your left-hand pocket, you place the glass disc. Now, you can do this in your pants pockets, you can do it in your jacket pocket, you can actually have them anywhere. You can even have them inside pockets. because when you get ready to do this, you show the water, you have the spectator hold it, you want them to cup their hand around it like this, so eventually nobody will be able to see in the glass, and have them rest their hand on the table like so. Now I'm going to look for something. So I put both of my hands into my pockets, and I bring out both hands, but look at the quarter. What I've actually done is finger palmed both of the other large objects, the dollar coin, finger palmed in my right hand, and the glass disc, finger palmed in my left hand. So if I bring out this quarter, now of course my spectator is turned away, everybody else can see just a quarter, but my hand is relaxed with the large coin inside it. So now I'm going to go into the script that you saw where I am subliminally suggesting the coin. And there are a lot of really interesting phrases in that script. I say that this is my target, and I'm going to describe it in a roundabout way to coin a phrase. And then I say I'm like a quarterback who has to keep his head in the game. When I say that, I show the heads, even if his team tails, and I turn it around. Now, when you turn it around, you have to be careful not to flash this coin. So you want to make sure, because you need to move your index finger like this. You've got to make sure that that coin is kind of low in your finger palm, so that when you turn it around, it's not seen. And then I say even if his team tails the others by 25 points. And now I'm going to hand this to somebody, and I'm going to say, hold on to that. Now, this is a dual phrase, because I've been speaking to a spectator with their eyes closed, and then I say, hold on to that. It also means to hold on to that thought. All of this stuff is rather subliminal. So that goes into a spectator's hands. They're holding on to that coin. Oh, and that's an important gesture. When you place this in their hand, you can say, hold it like this. Hold it tight, right? So hold on to that like this. And that way you don't have to worry about your hand looking awkward while you're finger palming. So like this. Then you return your hand to the same position that it was in, but without the quarter. Now, what's interesting about this is that all of the spectators think since you gave them something and gestured and went like that, your hand must be empty. Without having to show your hand empty, they think it is. What's actually going on is you have a large coin with OK printed on it. And you might have noticed that's on both sides. And that way I don't have to worry about which side comes out. It also doesn't matter how it's oriented. Even if it's upside down like this, anybody can read that it says OK on it. If I'm at all concerned about it being completely upside down, then before I start explaining the quarter, I adjust it while the coin is in my hand, and then just turn the quarter over a few times like that, so it looks normal. Okay? Here and here. So now I have the other spectator open up her eyes and look at my hand. Of course, that's what she's seeing. But as I describe it, I say, they can't see what you can see. Only you can see what I have in my hand. And I'd like you to remember it, every detail about it. Then I'm going to false transfer the hidden coin. Now, it has to look to everybody else as though I'm placing nothing into this hand, but it has to look to her as though I'm dropping the hidden coin into this hand. So it's ever so slightly awkward. You come in from the top of your hand so that your fingers touch like this. Instead of just going like that to take the invisible coin, which wouldn't look good to her, or going like this to take apparently the secret coin, that wouldn't look good to them. So you have to make it look good to everybody. So you turn your hand down like this, then you close the right finger palmed coin back and leave these fingers here, and then close your left hand. Now nothing switches places. It's like this. And now this coin can go away, and you hand the glass disc to her. In her hand, it feels exactly like the coin she just saw. So while she's holding on to that, you've got all the time in the world to just get rid of the other coin, because you no longer need it. So she brings it over the glass and then drops it inside. Now, in the original Tarbell, this coin was under a handkerchief and dropped by the spectator, and then they'd take the handkerchief away and it was gone. I wanted to make it seem like it happened with no cover at all, but I'm using the spectator's natural cover to do this. Now, she'll be in the opposite position with this in her right hand and her left hand holding the glass. And when she drops it, it'll make a little noise. So you set up the idea that everybody's going to be influenced. Their ears are more easily influenced than their eyes. And then she covers it, and you wait. It takes only a moment for that glass disc to settle all the way down to the bottom. But she still thinks she's covering up a coin. Now you're completely set up for the eventual reveal. You say to her, you actually felt something in your hand and you saw something? And everybody's freaked out by that. And then you say, would you be surprised? Well, what did you feel? What did you see? She says a coin. If she doesn't say it had OK printed on it, then you wait. And you say, can you tell me what kind of coin it was? Now, this is where it gets interesting, because she's going to say a $50, $1, or I don't know. And then you get to say, well, I didn't quite hit the target I was going for. But at least you saw a coin. Would you be surprised if, when you take your hand off, there's no coin? She says yes. You have her take her hand off and look into the glass of water, and she seriously cannot see anything in the glass of water. It seems like there's no coin or disc or anything in there. I don't give her too long with it because I don't want her to mess around with it, but I take it from her and I pour a little bit of it into the other glass. Now, it's possible, if the bottom of your glass is completely flat, that you could pour all of the water out and that disc will stay stuck at the bottom. The adhesion of the water between it and the bottom will keep it in place. I don't take that chance. I pour a little bit of it out like that, and then I put the plain glass, the one that doesn't have the disc, I put it closer to her, and I keep the gimmicked one closer to me. Then I have the spectator open her hand over here. She shows the coin, and if this person did not say that it had OK printed on it, I say, oh, just by any chance, did you see any letters on the coin that you saw? She'll say yes. She'll say OK. I'll say, well, where is that from? What state? She says Oklahoma. That gives you a weird moment that she somehow saw this Oklahoma quarter. And I always take that quarter, drop it into the glass that has the glass disc, shake it around a little bit, and I can show everybody that if it had really been in there, she would have easily seen it. That is my take on the dissolving coin. I have something here that's pretty special. This was very difficult to find. It won't look like much to you. You won't know exactly what to look for anyway. But what I have is a cameo. Now, this cameo belonged to Bess Houdini. It was one of her prized possessions because Harry actually had it designed for her in her likeness. And, well, this is the weird part. This is the part that I hesitate to say it because it does freak some people out when I tell them this. When Harry Houdini passed away, it was October 31st. That's Halloween, 1926. And it was after battling with a long illness that came on as a result of somebody punching him in the stomach when he was just about to go on stage, and then hanging upside down, and his appendix had burst, and his body flooded with poison. He spent a week in the hospital, and that was up in Detroit, Michigan. And he had one possession with him, held in his hand, clutching onto it as he passed away. Yeah, it was this. It's the one thing that he wanted to take to the grave with him. Even when I touch it, it feels a little weird. What's your name?
Drew.
Drew. Drew, you're eager. You're eager to touch it. Okay, and that's okay. Come up here. Come up here.
I get to touch it?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. You can touch it. You can examine it. You can make sure that it's solid. Don't break it. Whatever you do, it's pretty valuable. And then just lay it right there on that cloth, and stand to that side of the table. Okay? I'm going to turn it around, but I'm not going to do anything else. I just want to turn it around so it's facing toward everybody, because it makes this a little weirder. Look, if I cover it up, can you tell if it's still there?
Kind of. There's a little bump, but not really, no.
You can't really tell.
Yeah.
Feel it. Just touch it.
It's still there, you guys.
Are you sure, though?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because I'm kind of sneaky, right?
I'm pretty
Yeah, you can see it. Yes? Still there.
Okay.
Okay? So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to cover it up, and then you're going to feel it to make sure it's there. Do you understand? I cover it, and you go ahead, feel it. Put your hand down there, right? And as long as I don't remove it or do anything with it, it's obviously still there. Don't move your hand until I cover it. So put your hand right on it. Yeah, and then touch it again. You see? There's no way for me to get it. Because when I show people this, they sometimes think that I have something to... No, keep your hand on it. No. When I show people this, they sometimes think that I have something to do with it. And all I have to do with it is just to tell you what my experience is. Whenever I've done this, because I keep it wrapped up all the time, and I can feel it in there all the time. Whenever I've done this, and then I say to myself, I really should give this back to Houdini. That's the feeling that I get. He wanted it so much. I say that to myself, and for just a moment, it melts away. No, say it.
It melts away.
No, say, I really should give this back to Houdini.
I really should give this back to Houdini.
But you don't believe it at all. You're not invested in it.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Not feeling it.
Look, keep your hand on it. And it's still there, yes?
Yeah.
Just move your hand away. I really should give this back to Houdini.
I really should give this back to Houdini.
So let's take a look at the vanishing coin and handkerchief, which I have restyled and I call cameo disappearance. And you need this black cloth. I keep it bundled up with a rubber band. I'll talk about that in just a second. And when you open it up, there is inside a cameo pendant that looks like an antique. It is not an antique. The cloth is also just roughly cut out. It's not a handkerchief, it's just a piece of cloth. Now, the important thing about this cameo is that it's magnetic. And on the back of it, there's a little magnetic disc, a neodymium magnet, so a very, very strong but thin. And that has been glued onto a matching piece of cloth so that it blends in pretty well. That's why I'm using a black cloth and a little black magnetic disc. Now, inside this cameo is a slightly larger neodymium magnet. That gives me the powerful adhesion of one to the other so that they will stick together. And the way I did that is that I bought two things separate. You can buy the frame and you can buy the cameo as two separate pieces. The cameo is actually made out of plastic. And you just take a Dremel tool and you grind out the back of it and you hollow it out and then you glue a magnet in it. Then you glue the cameo into the frame and it looks like a finished piece. That's a lot of work, but if you're going to be doing this kind of a trick, it's the kind of work that you'd want to put into it. So now I have a magnetic piece, a magnetic cameo, and the cloth, and I'm ready to perform. But you might have noticed that the way that the cameo is covered up with one corner and then another, and then another, and then another, like this, and then covered in a similar way, like that. That's the way that I bring it out, because that's an odd action to have to do. So I set up that odd action when I begin. Now, this is all stored in that rubber band, and so it can go into any pocket or into my case. So when I bring it out, I want to take the rubber band off of it before I bring the cloth out, and then just set it down. And what's going to happen because of this particular cloth is that it will open up a little bit by itself, and I can just flip it open the rest of the way as I'm explaining what I'm going to be doing. And as the corners come out like this, they see the cameo. Now when I pick it up, all I do is I slide the magnet off of the back of it and bring it to my fingertips like that, so that I can hand it to somebody and they can take a look at it and examine it. You know, I don't want to give them the idea that there's anything special about it except that it's an antique that's haunted. So I just say, here, you can hold it if you'd like. And I have now, in a kind of an odd finger palm, that little magnetic button here. But I could just keep my thumb on it because nobody's really paying attention to that hand. But I like to put it right up here between my index and ring fingers, just like that. So you make it the right size, then it's comfortable. Okay, so after they've looked at it, it's placed into the center of the cloth. Now, in the original, in the book, you would use wax and a coin, and the wax would be stuck onto your handkerchief here, so that when you went forward like that, you would stick the wax onto the coin. Well, after the vanish of everything and the cleanup, there would still be wax on the corner of your handkerchief. And not that that was necessarily a telltale sign about the secret, but it looked a lot like a smeared nose goblin, if you know what I mean. Not very nice, to have on your handkerchief. So I updated it with the magnet, but you have to place the magnet at the right time. When you first put the first corner over, keep the magnet in your fingers and have the spectator feel it to make sure it's there. As a matter of fact, you touch it with the hand that has the magnet, but you don't leave it. You can touch like this, they can touch it, then you touch again, and this time what's going to happen is as I pick up this corner and I touch this, I leave the magnet behind, so the magnet's now on the cameo, like that, and then almost immediately put this corner over. So that doesn't have to blend in for very long. You don't want to leave it like that. You want two things to happen at the same time. Touch, okay, touch like this, and bring the corner over like that. And then make sure that you show your hands and that they can touch it to make sure it's there. And that's one of the nice things about this vanish, is that they can touch it till the very moment it vanishes, because it really is there. Well, the rest of the secret is this. Instead of unwrapping the corners, all you do is go back to this point that's closest to you and get your fingers in to the top edge, right in the center, and then pull it. Now I'm going to show you what happens by removing those two corners, but basically, because this is stuck onto the corner of the handkerchief there, when you pull this, the cameo starts moving back toward your right hand, and then just as it gets to your hand, it flips forward and you can cover it like that. So that's going to happen as you open up the cloth. So you get back here, you move it like this. Now, if you look right there, that's where the cameo is. It's moving away toward my right hand, but everybody's attention is focused out here where it should be. So it goes into my right hand, and now I'm holding the top corners, and then I flick it open, and it seems like it vanishes from the middle of the handkerchief. Now I've also just slid it right off of the corner, both the magnet and the cameo, into loose finger palm, and I can now place the handkerchief there. And if you're seated, you can lap this. If you're standing and you perform this at a table where you don't have any place to put it, you can also ditch it in your pocket as you show both sides of the handkerchief. And this is something that we did earlier. So all you have to do is put it into your pocket as you show the other side of the handkerchief, like so, and it's gone. Or, as I prefer to do, you just have it finger palmed, you place the handkerchief down, and you wait, and then you go on with something else that you need to get out of your pocket. So you reach inside and you pull out whatever the next thing is that you're going to perform, and just leave the cameo behind. Now, what I pulled out just now is an alternate. In case you don't want to go to all of that work to hollow out the cameo and glue it all back together and put a magnet in it, you can also just go buy any kind of a necklace pendant like this that's thin, and you just take a magnet, glue it to the back of it, and then glue a piece of cloth over that. So that's a little less work, because now you can just trim that out. So this little heart, I've also aged it just a little bit. That little heart is also magnetic and will work just as well. Now, as far as aging something, I'm going to give you the biggest tip of all. If there's anything in your act that you want to make it look older, all you have to do is buy some makeup. Yep. Makeup normally makes things look younger, but in this case, the makeup will make it look a little bit older. The kind of makeup you want is something that's a pretty dark, like an olive color, or maybe even a tan color, something like that. You take whatever it is that you're going to age, can be paper, can be metal, can be anything, you brush the makeup on it, then you rub it in, and now it has a dusty, aged, old, kind of, a good look to it. And that's a nice way to antique almost anything that you use in all of your shows. Well, here, I will show you something that's not nearly as weird as that. It's my second most prized possession, but a few magicians get these. This is a commemorative Houdini coin. See that? It has his picture on it. It has his handcuffs on the back. And you're laughing. You're a magician. They were giving these away. You know how we celebrate the birth of various people? You know? We have holidays for them. Well, magicians were a little weird. They were giving these away to commemorate Harry's death. That's just the way we are. And even something like this, even something so, I don't know, common, a souvenir coin, it still possesses some of his character. Let me show you what I mean. Here, I'm going to put it underneath this cloth for just a second, like that. Now, you don't have to believe me that it's still there. I know at this point you probably don't trust me at all, and that's okay. See, it's still there. Right? I'll cover it up, and you can even feel it. Right? Oh, nice. Yeah. No. It sounds like it's there. I gotta watch out for you. Somebody asks you, could you just touch this? A little massage? Bam! But it really is underneath the handkerchief, yes? Now watch. I'm going to trap it. But do you know what Houdini was famous for?
Magic?
Oh, no. He started out as a magician. He couldn't make a living. He couldn't. He was the king of cards and nobody cared. It wasn't until he started to escape from things. That's what made him famous. Here, take it out. The easy way would be with a hole, but that's not how we do it. Now, as I said from the previous effect, you're going to be simply disposing of something in your pocket as you get something else out. What I did was I just pulled out a coin from my pocket to demonstrate one of the weird properties of this piece of cloth, that it has a portal in the middle of it. And this trick is coin through handkerchief. It's become kind of a standard, but the description in Tarbell is not quite correct. So let me give you the exact work on it. And that is that you hold any coin in your left hand like this, and then you cover it with any handkerchief. Now we're still using the roughly cut out piece of cloth here, but you can use any coin, any handkerchief. You cover it so that the corner of the handkerchief is on your left arm, and then there's a corner in the front that's draped down like that. So as you cover it like this, you're going to come up and push the coin down like this. Actually, the cloth behind the coin down like that, and clip it with your left thumb. You can see how I've tucked a little bit of the cloth between my left thumb and the coin. And then you move forward to the front corner, and you flip the front corner back to show that the coin is still there. Now, you have a couple of options here. One of the options is that as you pull this back, you can pick up that back corner and bring your right hand forward again, like this. Now, if you are following along, that's actually made the coin come outside of the handkerchief. Pretty sneaky, huh? Here, let me turn it this way, and I'll show you how good that looks. So, a little tuck here. You go down to the front corner, you pull it back and you show the coin, you're picking up the back corner, you're pulling it forward like that, but look, the coin is outside because you're just flipping the handkerchief over the coin. Well, that's one option. Here's the option that I like, and that is that after you display it like that, you just flick your hand forward like this, and it looks like you're just flicking the cloth over the coin and covering it again. So it really does look like the coin's now inside the handkerchief, even though you're holding on to it like that. That's why you clipped it with your thumb. At this point, you're going to pick up the coin and the cloth, and make sure you show your hand, and then bring your hand over like this, and start twisting the cloth. Don't twist the coin because, first of all, it's difficult to do through the cloth, and second, they might see it. So brush the cloth down and twist it like this. Then you just push the coin through the opening, and it seems to melt right through the cloth, just like that. And out, and now you can show that there is no hole at all. That is the coin through handkerchief. First, just make sure that that is just a silk handkerchief, because that's all it is. And I have some things in this little bag here. There's coins from 4 different places in the world, and there's a little piece of paper. That piece of paper obviously has some writing on it. Those 4 coins, in case you're not familiar with them, this is a Canadian coin. This is it's a loonie. It's not really a loonie because this is a $2. That's the toonie. You're exactly right. Yep, that's exactly right. Now this one you probably don't recognize. That is an English penny. They haven't made these since the 70s, so that's pretty rare and valuable. 100% pure copper coin. This is a 100 soles. Guess where it's from? No, Peru. That's from Peru.
I was going to say South America.
Yeah, well, South America, very good. That's where Peru is. They've been there all the time.
The entire time.
The entire time. Yeah, right. And then this is also an older coin from the Confederation Helvetica. Guess where that is? France. This, no. That's Swiss francs. Yeah, it's not
Okay.
France. Swiss francs. Like no,
Tricky,
French.
they'll get you every time.
The French would never write anything in English. They're just not like that. So, so we have a Swiss coin, Peruvian coin, an English coin, and a Canadian coin. These 4 coins are going to represent criminals.
Okay.
Yeah, and we're going to trap a couple of the criminals. So what I'd like you to do is to hand me 2 of the coins and keep 2 of the coins for yourself.
Okay.
And it's entirely up to you. I don't want to influence you in any way because I already have. No, just give me, those are my 2? Yeah, give me 2 coins and keep 2 for yourself. Fantastic, okay, great. Now, are you happy with that? Would you like to exchange any of the coins?
The Canadians can do no wrong.
Well, then you're happy with it.
I'm very
yeah?
happy.
And what else do you have? The Peruvian coin, yes? No, I have it. I have the Peruvian coin.
French?
Yep.
They're wussies. There's nothing like that.
Yep, fantastic. Okay, I'm going to need. I'm not sure what you just said, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. I'm going to need both of your hands for the rest of this. So unfortunately, you don't get to keep the coins.
Okay.
You get to put the coins in the bag. So just drop those into the bag.
French are half in the bag
Yep.
anyways.
And let's see. And I have the Peruvian coin. We'll call that the silver coin. And I have the English penny. We'll call that the copper coin. Okay. Would you pick up the handkerchief? Make sure that it is just a handkerchief. Yes. Yes. Fantastic. I'll take one corner. Just one corner. Which one? Yeah. Terrific. Terrific. You're a great assistant. Doing this wonderfully well. All right. And what you're going to do is you're going to hold on to both of the coins. So just clip right there so you can feel both of the coins. You got it?
Yes. Yeah.
Fantastic. Here, let's turn it so that everybody can see that you're clipping onto the coins and they're hidden and trapped. The 2 prisoners are trapped in here. Now, you've seen how Houdini can escape, so it's obvious that I can make either one of those coins penetrate through the handkerchief. I'm just that good. Okay? So which coin do you want, the silver or the copper?
I like the copper one.
You want the copper
I
one?
want the copper one.
All right, fantastic. That's going to come right out. It's going to come right out. It's going to melt right through. It's going to melt through the handkerchief. Any moment now.
Should I ask for it?
No, it's going to come right through the handkerchief. I won't have to do a single thing. If we wait long enough, it'll happen. You know what'll speed this up? Look, I'm going to bunch up all the corners so you don't suspect me of trickery, okay? What's going to speed it up is a little shake. You can see it coming out, can't you? It's weird, isn't it? Right? It's a boy. It's a boy.
It's crusty.
Cup your hands underneath it. Cup both the hands underneath it. And you called for the copper,
I did.
and you got the copper.
There it is.
Now this is my second favorite part. My second favorite part.
All right.
Place the copper coin over there. That's the one that you called for. That's the one that you wanted to escape.
Yep.
This is my second favorite part. Clip onto the other coin. Hold onto it nice and tight. Let's show everybody that it is still completely trapped inside the center of the handkerchief. There's no way either coin could have come out. That's my second favorite part. You know what my favorite part is?
What?
It's when you open up that piece of paper and tell everybody exactly what it says.
The copper English penny will escape, leaving Peruvian coin trapped.
How did you know? How did you know? That's absolutely amazing. So in the original version of this in Tarbell, it used a duplicate coin, and the basic effect was that a spectator would choose whether the copper coin or the silver coin would penetrate through the handkerchief. And you know, they used a little equivocal language there, and we're going to get to that in a second. Now, I thought What if we could take it a little bit further, where the spectator gets a wider choice of coins, and then the ending is predicted? And this is what I've come up with. I think it's a little bit of an improvement, and you might like it. All you need, of course, is a handkerchief. You need a bag to carry the coins around in, and then inside the bag will be a prediction. And the prediction will read like this. The copper English penny will escape, leaving the Peruvian coin trapped. Now, you may substitute 2 other coins for the prediction, but I recommend that whatever 2 coins you choose, one of them is a silver coin and one of them is a copper coin, so you do get a good contrast. But those 2 coins you write down here, and let me show you which 2 we're talking about. Yep, this is the English penny, and that is the Peruvian 100 soles right there. So those are the 2 coins that we're going to end up with. You can then take 2 coins from anywhere else in the world and put those in the bag with that prediction. So when you start out, you take the prediction out, you set it to the side, you say, we'll get to that in a moment. You put the bag over here, make sure it's obvious that there's nothing in the bag. And now you have 4 coins. So now we're going to be using some equivocal language and some actions that are equivocal as well to eliminate the 2 coins that we don't want. Now, the spectator doesn't know which coins those are, and I do, and we're using a thing that I call, it's my own creation, it's called the fast 4 with 2 outs. Okay, so fast 4 with 2 outs. Now, it's actually pretty simple. Let's just imagine that you're the spectator and you're on that side, and I ask you to hand me 2 coins, one in each of my hands, and you take the other 2. Well, naturally, you're just going to divide the coins up, like that. So you would have a coin in each of your hands, and I'd have a coin in each of my hands. Now, before I get into the most complicated explanation, let me give you the simple ones so you know what happens. If the spectator gives you both of the coins, the copper one and the Peruvian one, then you simply say, great, just place the other 2 in the bag. It's that simple, okay? If the spectator keeps the copper coin and the Peruvian one, you just say, great, and you just simply place the other 2 in the bag. Now, those are the simple outcomes. Either they have both of the coins you need, or you have both of the coins that you need. Here's where it gets slightly complicated. This is the part that usually throws off most magicians. What if they give you one of the coins that you need, and they keep the other coin that you need? So simple. Not a problem at all. All you do is hold these 2 coins in your hands, and you mirror them. Okay? Now, you're going to notice right away whether your coin is on the same side or the opposite side of the coin that they have. So let me just switch these to show you what it's like when it's on the same side. There's the Peruvian coin. There's the copper coin. If it's on the same side as the coin that they have, then you say, in a moment, you're going to put one of those coins on the table, and I will mirror your actions. Very simple. One of the coins goes onto the table, and I will mirror your actions, but it's your choice. So if they put the Peruvian coin on the table, you do the same thing with the copper coin, and then you simply collect their other coin and put it away in the bag. If they put the other coin on the table, you simply mirror their actions, and then give them the copper coin. Remember, they're still holding this one, and then you pick up the other 2 and put them in the bag. All of those actions seem perfectly normal. Okay. The last possibility, and really all of these are pretty easy to keep straight in your head once you do it, the last possibility is if they're switched like this. That means that I have a copper coin in my right hand, they have the Peruvian coin in their right hand. So if you're facing me and you're holding these 2 coins in your hands, that coin will be in your right hand if it's diagonal, and it'll be in my right hand like this, okay? So all you have to know is whether it's directly across from you or whether it's diagonal. If it's diagonal, it's very, very simple. All you do is you say, in a moment, you're going to put one of those coins on the table, either your coin in your right hand or your left hand, and I will do the same thing. If you put the left-hand coin down, so will I. If you put the right-hand coin down, so will I. And it's exactly what we just did. If they put their left-hand coin down, you put the other one down and you give them that and say, that's great. You scoop those up and you get rid of them. If they put their right-hand coin down, you do the same thing and you take their other one and you put them into the bag. Every single one of those actions makes perfect sense to them and leaves you with 2 coins. So You've gotten rid of the other coins. They're placed into the bag. You now have the Peruvian coin and the copper coin. Now, like I said, in the original version of this, it used a duplicate coin. But you don't need a duplicate coin. You already know which coin is going to escape. You already know that it's the copper coin that has to escape. So all you do is you pick up the copper coin first, and then the Peruvian coin on top of it. And then when you place them in the handkerchief like this, you're really just putting the Peruvian coin in the handkerchief and keeping the copper coin in finger palm as you pull it out, like that. Then you lay the copper coin right on top of it. Now, to make that a little bit more obvious for you, let me just show you everything completely exposed. So, copper coin goes here. It's in a finger palm position. The other coin goes on top of it. I take one coin, I flip it under the handkerchief as I'm taking out the other coin. That's laying in my hand. Now, it's finger palmed only for a second, from here to here. So it lays in my hand, and then that coin lays across it. One of the benefits of using the copper coin is that it does not reflect the light. So it's much more difficult to see in transit that the copper coin has been taken out. So the copper coin's laid underneath the silver coin. You just fold the cloth over both of them as though you were doing the single coin penetration. You give it a little twist like this. When you pick it up like that, they will hang in there with the copper coin ready to fall out of the back. See? So it's ready to fall out of the back. So all you have to do now is ask them whether they want the silver coin or want the copper coin. You don't put it that way, but that's the word that you use, is want. You say one of those coins is going to escape. Which one do you want, the silver or the copper? Now, if they say the silver one, you say, great, you're going to hold on to that silver one while the copper one escapes. If they say they want the copper one, you say, great, you want the copper one to escape? It will. It's that simple. And then all you have to do is have them give it a little shake, or you just tap it a little bit like this. Now, if you're going to tap it, you tap the forward edge of the copper coin, and that causes it to fall out. So it's a very simple matter with one little tap like that to get it to fall right out of the handkerchief, or you can have them shake it and it will fall out on its own. At this point, you want to grip the silver coin and show that it's impossible for any coin to have gotten out of that, because the silver coin is still completely surrounded by the cloth and there is no hole whatsoever. But now you recap what's happened. You say, look, you chose a couple of coins and you chose which one would escape. The English penny, the copper one, escaped, and the Peruvian one stayed inside. Let's take a look at the prediction. And that's when you read out the prediction, and it says exactly what would happen. Gives you a nice, solid kicker ending to what would have been just a cute little trick. There you go. Let's try something with a personal object, because right now I'm using the things that I brought along with me. Maybe they're special. They are to me, but I want to use something that's special to somebody else. Who has a ring, a finger ring, that they can take off, that they don't mind removing for just a moment? I want to do something with somebody's ring, and I'm also going to need someplace to put it. Let's use one of these envelopes. And does anybody have a ring? Oh, do you? Yeah, what's your name? Carrie. Let's give Carrie a big round of applause. Come on up here. Carrie, you can stand over there. Now, Carrie, you can set your ring down there. I promise I won't do anything to hurt it in any way. Let's just make sure that there's nothing inside the envelope at all. And we're not going to put it in there. I'm sealing it in the French method. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. All right. Trying to be demure about it. It's not easy. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a target, a circle right here, a couple of circles around it to make it a little bit easier for me to hit that target. Okay? Now, just lay your hand on top of that. Fantastic. Oh my goodness, that sparkles like it's real. That is beautiful. I will be very, very careful, but I'm going to have to excuse myself for a moment to have this appraised. No. That's great. You would miss this if it was gone, wouldn't you? Okay, so we don't want anything to happen to your ring, so I'm going to go very slowly so that you know that nothing will ever happen, because that would be bad, wouldn't it? All right. There's one thing I need to do with the pencil, and that is I need to put it through that target, okay? So if you'll take your hand off, just pick the envelope up for me and hold it by both ends. That's great. And we're just going to put the pencil right. You know, I think it'll look better if they see the target. So let's go like that.
Okay.
Yep. Fantastic. That's fantastic. Now, you can let go of the envelope so I can show everybody. Really nothing at all special about that. Cup your hands because I want you to hold on to your ring. Well, where did you put it?
Where did it go?
No. Where did you put it? I haven't done a thing. I purposely moved very slowly and carefully. Where did you put your ring?
I put it in your hand.
Well, it couldn't possibly be in there, could it?
No, doesn't look like it.
Well, no, but we should check, shouldn't we? I'd hate to rip it open and be disappointed that it's not there. So instead, I want you to just feel around the edges just to see if you can feel where the ring might happen to be.
It's not in there.
It's not? Are you sure it's not in there?
Yeah.
Really? It's not. You want to check the other side? No? Do you want to check the eraser of the pencil? Maybe it's there?
No.
No? You want to check the point? Do you get the point? You want to check that? Do me a favor. Just grab onto the point of the pencil like that. Hold on as tightly as you possibly can. There's your ring right from the envelope. Thank you so much for helping. So this is the pencil coin vanish and reappearance, and I've actually changed it up quite a bit. The only thing that I kept was the pencil, and also the moves that are done with the pencil, because that's really what the heart of this is. Basically, you're using a pencil and the action of getting it in and out of your pocket to cause something to vanish, and then you're going to make that thing reappear in some way. Well, I wanted to make it a transposition where the object went from one place to another. So I've added a couple of things into it. Instead of a coin, I'm substituting a borrowed finger ring from somebody. The important thing when you borrow a ring for this effect is that it's smooth in general. It's okay if it has, a diamond or something or a setting that sticks up a little bit, but it can't have any kind of prongs that stick out where it would snag, because this object is going to be traveling down your sleeve. Okay, that's how it gets from one place to the other place. Now, I also have made it reappear in an envelope, and this is kind of a simple way to make something reappear. Anything that you have an opening in it, and it will hang on that pencil, so you could do this with a key that has a keychain on it, or any kind of small object that's got an opening in it. We'll use the ring. Here's how you prepare the envelope. This isn't entirely necessary to do this little preparation, but I find that it just makes it a lot easier to get the pencil to go through the envelope. If you were to just seal up an envelope and poke a pencil through the center of it, you're pushing it through 3 layers of paper. In this case, I put a little slit here and here, so that I'm actually going to be poking it through a slit and only 1 layer of paper. And just to make the envelope look kind of normal, I just take a piece of tape, I tape those back together again. Now, this preparation can be done with an X-Acto knife. You can put a little slit there, but if you're not traveling with an X-Acto knife, most of us do travel with a pair of scissors for cut and restored rope. This is a slightly quicker way to do it. And the envelope doesn't have to be examined at the end. As a matter of fact, the envelope's almost never examined. So I make 2 long slits and I just tape them back together at their top edges. That just makes it possible to handle the envelope in a pretty open fashion, so it doesn't look like there's anything special about it. I just grab onto those slits and these slits, and I show that there's nothing in it. And there really is nothing in it. So you start off by just sealing an empty envelope. And that's it. And then you're going to place a target on the front of it. You just draw a few concentric circles. They don't even have to be really good. And you have somebody hold onto that envelope over here. And this justifies why you need the pencil. So you draw the circles on it, and then you put the pencil away. And that's pretty important because in the original, you were getting out the pencil for a second, then putting the pencil away again, and then bringing it out again. Well, here I've given a justifiable reason why you would have a pencil to begin with. So you bring it out, make a couple of marks on the envelope, put it away. Now, you take the ring, you examine it, you talk about it a little bit, and seemingly absent-mindedly, you're going to go in for the pencil like this. And then just as soon as you do, you realize, oh, it's not on that side. No, you don't want to say that, but you want to justify why you would put the ring into the other hand and grab the pencil. because you're going to be using one of the false placements that we talked about earlier. And basically all you're going to do is let the ring fall down into finger grip like this, and hold it with your thumb and act like you place it over there. So you're really just using a little pressure palm in the finger here, like that. But you want to make it make sense. So you look at the ring, you start to go for the pencil, and you go, ah, here it is, like that. Now it looks like I just dropped the ring here into my hand. Oh, and I should mention that when you start to do this, you can push up your sleeves like that. And there's a couple of reasons why you want to do that. First of all, you want to make sure that they see that there's nothing in your hands besides that ring. And then, when you go and get the pencil, you're placing the ring down your sleeve and bringing the pencil out. So now that ring is in my sleeve, but because I've pushed my sleeves up, it can't fall out. So that's pretty important too. So you're not really sleeving the ring, you're reverse sleeving the ring. So if you've pushed your jacket up like that, it's guaranteed that it won't fall out. So you can be very open about this hand. It looks like you placed the ring over here. Now you're going to vanish it with the pencil, and it's gone. And now you can really show that there's absolutely nothing else in your hands. And that's a really nice moment. So, with the pencil still in my hands, I pull my sleeves back like this, or I just let them fall down naturally if they do, and the ring is now resting right here at my elbow. Now I'm going to take the envelope, and I'm going to poke the pencil through at the place that I prepared before, and ask the spectator to hold on to the end of the pencil. Now, as attention is directed out here to them holding the end of the pencil, I'm going to be dropping my left arm down. Now, you're working with a borrowed ring here, so you don't want to accidentally drop this on the floor. It would also ruin the trick. So what you do, since the attention is here, is you curl your fingers all the way back like this, grab your sleeve, and drop your hand down. That causes the ring to ride right down in your sleeve back into your hand. It's really that simple. And you've got all the time in the world to curl like that and get it to go right into your fingers. And at this point, you're going to place it between your thumb and your fingers like that so that the opening is forward. Because with the spectator holding this end of the pencil, you're going to reach up with your left hand and grab the other end of the pencil, at the same time threading the ring on and letting it move up right behind the envelope. Now from their side, they can't see it at all, and that's really important, so you keep it facing forward like that. You get a good grip on the pencil back here, they get a good grip on the pencil up there. You just move the envelope back and forth a couple of times and then give it a good tug, and it looks like the ring comes out of the envelope, appearing back on the pencil. You throw the envelope away, return the ring. That is a pretty cool trick.